Good morning, Magandang Umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Thursday. Good morning. And it is build day 179. Yes, build day 179 on a construction schedule out at Villa FELIZ. And I am running a little bit late, which I often am running a little bit late. But today I'm running a little bit late because I didn't get back from the airport last night after picking up my family from the British Virgin Islands of Tortola. They arrived last night a little bit later than I expected, but late is better than none at all. They came in, it was about, their flight was scheduled for 9. I think they came in just shortly after 10 o'clock. And then there was a debriefing. They had a debriefing from the Philippine embassy who had staff, and they had television stations out there, and hopefully I can capture some of that because maybe I might even be in, because they were outside when everybody was greeting their families as well. So I'm excited. Good morning. Balloons. Whoa, balloons. Good morning. Good morning. That's my lunch. That's my lunch. It's my lunch. See, it's just noodles. So anyway, yes, good morning. Bye. So they made it in. They made it in fine, and I got them back home to Lipa. They're in their house, and they have shelter. They have a house, and they have a roof over their head now. So I'm all happy about that. So there will be more on that later on. I'm going to try to post some of the videos from some of the newscasts. I caught one of them this morning from them departing, I think it was Puerto Rico. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into work and get today started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Good morning. Bye. See you later, guys. Hey, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody today? Good morning. 179. Hey, sweetie. Where were you? I didn't see your smiley face this morning. Where were you? Ooh. Good morning. How are you today? What do you work? Oh, drainage. Looks good. Looks good. Good morning, Michelle. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. My family's here. They made it.
Yeah, they made it.
They made it. Good morning.
Thanks.
Bye. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
How are you?
I am great. Thank you. Bye. See you later.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
Bye.
It's not like they have any idea that I have a camera. Good morning. How's everybody today? Good morning. So anyway, today the sky looks like a repeat performance of yesterday. So I'm going to make a prediction, and my prediction is it's going to be comfortable. We're going to have some clouds that's going to give some relief for some of the heat of the sun to the workers today. Then we're going to have some sun that's going to make it kind of unbearable. And then we're going to have afternoon to late afternoon showers. You watch. See if my prediction isn't right. Come on, that day. Something that I wanted to talk about today was yesterday, and I hope I captured it. I had my dash cam on yesterday when I was leaving my morning. So anyway, yesterday I was leaving Tierra Maria to go back to my apartment because I was in a hurry. I was in a hurry to get and go pick up my family up at the international airport, NAIA. And so I left, and I had to go drop things off at the apartment and head back. And then right here, about where we're standing right now, there was a truck that was broken down. And my dash cam was recording, and I hope I captured it. If I did, I want to show you the craziness that happens here. But the craziness was the vehicle broke down. It had a flat tire, and instead of pulling to the side of it here, what it did was it parked right in the middle of the street, blocking traffic on both sides. And you see how busy this tiny street is. This is the main artery into the barangay of Anilao. And he was broken out, and he had to jack up, and you'll be able to see from the video. He just blocked so much traffic, and tricycles were trying to get around, and they were trying to get around inside the ditch area. Tricycles were getting stuck in the ditch. It was pouring down rain. People were doing crazy things. They do crazy things here when they do crazy things all the time, but they do even more crazy things when the rain is coming down like that. So anyway, it was interesting. So what I did was I pulled back a couple of vehicles from that on this side. It was broke down in the middle. I was here. I was a couple of I shined my light on because it was getting dark, and I wanted to make sure they had light. So what people do behind me in a long queue, way behind me, all the way out to the main street, they start pulling over in the left lane, blocking the left lane, pulling in front of me, and you'll see, and they started blocking me, so I lost the video at that point because the vehicles were blocking me from what was going on. But it was certainly interesting. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you today?
Fine.
Almost there, huh? Nice. Good. Morning. Morning. How are you today? So what we're going to do to correct the window frames prior to putting in the glass window frames inside the housing areas around here is a combination of a couple of things. I had a great recommendation from one of the subscribers. One of the subscribers said, why not put the window towards the outside? If you put it on the outside of the frame where there is no ledge inside there. And since this is the basement, that's a great idea. And we'll also keep, because you're going to have things from the rain, you're going to have things bouncing off, and it's going to be hard enough to try to keep the windows clean on the outside, which there's some other things that we're going to work for that, like a window well on the outside with some stone or something. And so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take that recommendation, which is a great recommendation, by the way, and we're going to move the windows towards the out. There's going to be no gap between the wall and the window frame. And we're going to do some minor leveling, and we're going to make sure that the whole shelf is level, so the ledge is on the inside. We're going to have a big ledge on the inside, and that'll be nice. If we want to put things like flowers or some type of a decoration, we can use that as a ledge. Plus, it's also going to be used for the security bars. Remember, we have to put security bars around all the windows because that's a standard SOP here in the Philippines. So that's going to work out well. So you can see all the dust in the background right now. He's starting the leveling process, and we will be moving forward on that. Thanks for the recommendation, by the way. We are back to business as usual. Even though I'm a little bit later coming in, but I got my family secured at their home here in the Philippines, and I'll do a checkup with them in just a little bit. So anyway, you can see we got the digging crew going on the driveway. We have the roofing team somewhere up there doing roofing. We have the basement guys doing the basement stuff. We have folks working on the fence today. We have people working on the ceiling tin works. We have people doing some skim coat. We have just lots of things going on here, so we're moving forward. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get Bahay Kubo set up and start my day here, downloading some of these videos and answering some emails and comments and stuff like that. I just want you to know I wasn't able to answer hardly anybody's yesterday because I was so preoccupied with my family. But I did look this morning when I got up. I went through it real quick, and there was some great comments inside there. And I want to thank all of you that have concerned about my family making it over here safely. There were many very kind comments inside there about that as well. And I'm sure they're going to read it, and it's going to make them feel really good. And that's what it's all about, making each other feel really good. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get the Bahay Kubo office set up and get the rest of the day going. Anyway, it's I think it's lunchtime because people are starting to break away, and these guys break away. It doesn't matter whether it's lunchtime or not; they break away. So you didn't see me. That's why I'm in battle fatigue right now. Is because there was nothing going on. It was just sitting underneath the shade all morning. So I dug up all this with the heavy iron, broke it up, and I'm hoping the guys will get the initiative to at least collect it in bags and move it away from there. So we are moving slowly over here to driveway, but we're moving. Since it's lunchtime and it's going to be a little bit quieter here, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough to see what we did this morning, because I spent most of the morning doing things in the Bahay Kubo. So let's kind of see what's going on since we first walked here, which was really not that long ago because I came in late. So let's start with the basement to see how the tiling's going down there. Say we have maybe just in the main part of the basement, not the other portion. I'm going to say we have maybe tomorrow they'll be done with all of this right here, this portion, and then as soon as Ading gets done with the CR, he's going to do the floor tiles inside this room back here. And we're holding off on the generator room. I haven't decided how I want to do, whether I want to continue the tile inside there, since it's going to be a generator in a storage room, or if we're going to choose a different type of a floor inside there. We might, if we have enough left over, we might just go ahead and use these tiles. I don't know, we'll see. And I think they're just finishing up with a special feature here. Once this gets completed, it's going to go up in the hallway, up there. So I imagine that will be installed by the end of the day. I think. We'll see. You know what happens when I think. One good thing about lunchtime is when they turn off the welding machines, because they pull so much current. My fan actually comes back when they have both of the welding machines on. My fan is running at about a quarter of the speed. You got to realize that's not the final power connection that we're going to be getting from our meter, which is what did I say, 300 meters away from the front of our house. It's going to be the same thickness as the ones that run the cable along the main line, until we can get enough people inside here where they'll do full maintenance and full electrical support back in phase 2 back here. Well, what I want to show you right now is some of the detailing that they're doing on some of the window frames. And this is the detailing on the outside. And if you look at our representation here for our permit on the outside, you can see, if you see this part, we have a framing around here. It's a little protrusion. It's the same protrusion that we're using for the framing around the arches. It's going to be very similar to this, but this is going to be a huge detail that we have at the base. So every window, and we added the top ledge over there. There was no top ledge there before. It was just bottom ledges. And so what I want to show, and it's going to go around this window and most of the windows on the outside. So that detail that I showed you earlier, where they were putting the nails inside, and that's for securing this small bit of molding. And this is all concrete. You saw them doing the concrete on here, and that's the concrete molding that's going to be done around the windows. You know how I talk to you all the time about it's so important to be on site, to have the ability to monitor what's going on a day-to-day basis, so if things aren't right, you have an opportunity to correct them. And you also have the opportunity to observe in a situation like this where we are doing something that's a little bit out of the normal for what is done normally here in the Philippines, which is building a basement. And it gives you the opportunity to kind of look and see how your soil is working when you get rain and things like that. If you're not here, or you don't have anybody that's representing you, you won't be able to do things like this. Of course, not everybody is going to do a basement. This is the exception to the rule, but it's not the exception to the rule when it comes to home building. Basements are built around the world. There's just a little alien built here because not many people do that. So I'm always talking about how good the soil, the drainage is here. Of course, we've had some very, very heavy rains. Yesterday was also a very heavy rain. While I was leaving to go pick up my family up in the airport, up in NAIA in Manila, there was a torrential downslot of rain. That's why they put that board inside there to keep in the stairwell to avoid that cascading effect and to divert some of the water away from the basement, because we're doing the finishing inside there. Something, and I wanted to see, this whole area kind of got full of water, and we're still draining. You can see the water, we still have water setting up around where we dug the footers over here. The footer over here and the footer over there, the water is standing. Of course, one of the main reasons the water is standing there and the water is standing there is we have a lot of concrete. Remember, that's where the footer is, and the footer is, there's a lot of concrete mixed inside that area. But even so, all of it isn't, and we have a little bit of water standing. Realize this is going to be the ground level. Once the vehicle gets down here, this is all going to be flat here, where you can wash the vehicle and drive straight into the garage without driving into the garage at a slant. It's going to be flat when you walk into the vehicle. It's going to be totally flat going inside. So me being able to observe that we have water setting up right here, and it's draining slowly, and again, it's from the ground might have got saturated, but we don't have 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days of straight rain. So you can imagine with that amount of rain coming down, this could possibly be a swimming pool. So we have a strategy in place. Remember the trenches? We have 3 trenches before you even get into the garage. It has its own trench, and that's all going to the storm sewer, and that's all good. But after looking at that today, I came up with another solution on top of the solution that we already have, and that solution is we're going to do something similar to what we're doing around the house. Remember, we're using the sort of like a French drain system where we have perforated pipe that's underneath gravel around the house to prevent any water from setting up on the wall. That's going to be waterproofed anyway, but we need to move water and not allow it to set up. So I got to thinking we're going to do the same thing here. I made a proposal to my builder, and I said what we will do, because at the very base of this, which is another meter down from where we have here, there's going to be a retaining wall here, there's going to be a retaining wall here. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a manifold of perforated pipe that has the screening on it so we don't get any debris and mud clogged up and everything like that. The same way that we're doing around the floor beam for the basement floor on the exterior of the wall. So we're going to put about, and I have to look, and right now my recommendation is just every meter from the retaining wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to tee it off on our pipe that's already going here, that's going to go underneath this stairwell, and it goes along this side of the house, and it injects into that 6-inch pipe that's taking us out to the storm sewer. So what we'll do the same thing there. About every meter we'll run it down, and I calculated about 6 of the perforated pipe underneath the gravel. Of course, we're going to put the gravel on top of it, and then we'll have some type of a leveling sand, and then we'll have the brick that has it'll be filled with soil, and it will have the grass on the top of that. We have to use that because for us to be able to not use the footprint of the driveway as part of our 25%, we have to have something that's natural, which they say gravel is natural, but you can't use gravel on the downgrade, because as your vehicle is moving down, it'll dig into that gravel and it'll just be a mess, especially when it's raining. So you can use these, it looks just like concrete hollow blocks, but it has a pattern inside, and you fill it and you put grass inside there, and that's considered part of the landscaping, which is part of the natural growth here on the lot. so that doesn't add to the 25% that we're restricted for building space. So that's how we're going to do it. So we have one more additional strategy for moving water away, so it doesn't set up in the very base of the parking area before you go inside the garage. And one more thing I have to add, and I believe we're going to end up being blessed. Again, the angels were looking at us when we selected this lot right here. I always talk about this corner lot right here, this whole corner as being the highest point. Well, this corner is not actually the highest point. The highest point is right here at where my basement driveway is going to be. It's right there, right in the very front on the other side of this road. The road goes down that way, it peaks up here, then it kind of goes down here, which is still very high. This is one of the highest points inside the subdivision for topography. But the good thing about that, I didn't realize it, since this is going to be our lowest point right here, and we're going to have a retaining wall, as the ground slopes over here, when we're doing our incline that takes us out of here to that portion right there, it's not going to be nearly as high. The grade isn't going to be nearly as bad as I thought. When I say nearly as bad, we're probably going to gain about ½ a meter, if not more, from that point to this point right over here, which ½ a meter, when you're doing a slope on a short driveway that takes you into a basement, that's a lot, and it's going to help out a lot with the vehicle as it's going down and going away from our basement. Well, it's 4:46. What I'm gonna do, I'm tired. The digging crew, they were when I came out here at 4 o'clock, they were gone. I guess they don't work the last hour of the day, and I guess they don't work a lot of the day, but they do work, and we're getting progress done. So what I did was I came out here, I moved everything from the top, because I want to get down to the basement level. So when they come in first thing in the morning, if they come in first thing in the morning, if they start working, if they come in first thing in the morning, all they got to do is bag it and dump it. So easy job for them. And what I might do, I might come in early in the morning and try to motivate them to try to get this thing out, because I want to get down. We have to do what I was talking about today for the drainage, for the French drains inside there, for the perforated pipe. I want to get down there as soon as possible. I want to start working on that as soon as possible. But that can't be done until after retaining walls are done and we have all grade, and then we'll start putting in some gravel, some pipe, and then some more gravel and some leveling sand, and then our pavers, which are not pavers, that hold the grass inside there. But I want to get to that point as soon as possible. The guys have been working all day on the fence line. The outside, you saw the outside, they got the plaster coat, so we got a lot of sections of the plaster coat done on the outside. The guys they've worked all, I thought it would be done, but this must be a really intricate design for our hallway on the second floor, which is this right there. They're still working on this, so it's fine, because I want that to look nice. That's my living space, mine and my wife's, my asawa. That's our living space, and we want to have all the perks so that we can enjoy it every single day in our retirement. Let's kind of look real quick at the CR in the basement, if we can get past all this noise. There's too much noise on there. I thought that was Chippy working on the windows, but he's actually manually chipping, and That's Ading doing the tile work, assisting the guy that's doing the floor tile work. But anyway, the bathroom, the CR down there, we're stopping at this point right here because the next step inside there to be able to finish those two or three or four top tiles on there, and that all has to do with us putting in our glass hollow blocks. When we put our glass hollow blocks inside there, we want to match it up perfectly. So what we're going to end up doing is waiting until the glass blocks are put in, and we can't put the glass blocks in there until we have to do some skim coat on the inside, and it was like one other thing that we had to do inside there. So that's gonna, I asked my builder, I said, is there some way we can have something that's finished, anything finished, the grill, the CR in the basement, something that's, so I think the first thing that's gonna be finished anywhere on this house, I think, is gonna be the floor, the tile work on the floor of the basement. But that's okay. That will be one thing that'll be finished. And they're working. They still have some big sections to do, not many, but they're working right now on doing some of the finishing pieces for the sidewalls and around the columns and all. So we're moving. Also saw our detail guy up here doing the framing in of the windows. That little section that sticks out that gives a very nice detail, which will be a lighter color than the color of the paint of the main wall of the house. He's been working on that, and I'm surprised how many of those he got done today. Several of them were done, and he's doing the frames for these two on the top right now. So we'll have those, and I imagine all of those will be done by tomorrow. And of course, let's not forget about our roofing team. Our roofing team has gone all day long. We did this morning. I kind of predicted we were going to have some afternoon. I heard some boomers some afternoon thunderstorms. I heard some boomers in the background today, but we got zero rain. It was a beautiful day today. It was a little bit hot, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because we went through. I was here last December, and it was cooler. Then it got really hot in March and April and May and June. And then it seemed like it started cool. We started going into like an autumn stage and started getting cooler. But this is September, and for the last 2 or 3 days, it has been really hot out. It seems like we're back into summer mode again. So I need to go through several of these cycles to kind of figure out what is the norm around it. I don't know what is the norm. Like I said, the roofing guys did their stuff today. They were working really hard on the roof, and we're moving. I don't have the drone today. If I would have had the drone, I would have done a couple of drone round 360s, and so I can see what they actually did up there. But I'll bring it tomorrow if it's a nice day, and we'll do some more drone shots. So I'm going to close for today. I am soaked with sweat and working down in the pit over there, and I want to get changed, rinse off a little bit, get changed, pack up my Hikubo, and get back to the apartment and find out how my family's doing since I got back from British Virgin Islands, and make sure everything is good with them. Oh, I did get a call from them today, by the way, and they're out grocery shopping because they had nothing inside the fridge because they haven't lived there for years. So good for them. They're starting to get back into the routine. So anyway, I'm going to close for today. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on my PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen, and you will be a subscriber, and you will get the notifications each time I upload a new video. So until tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, and it's going to be build day 180. Yes, build day 180 on the construction schedule out here at Villa FELIZ. You have a wonderful and blessed day.